If you're thinking about getting the Orion StarBlast 4.5 Astro telescope, hold on, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal some key issues I found that might change your mind. But here's what surprised me, likely not hearing these downsides in most reviews, and they could seriously impact your stargazing experience. Contrary to popular belief, this compact grab-and-go telescope isn't the perfect entry-level tool everyone's raving about. Let me explain why before you hit that buy button. First off, let me clarify who this telescope is actually for. The Orion StarBlast 4.5 Astro seems ideal for beginners or intermediate astronomy enthusiasts who want a portable, easy-to-use scope that delivers bright, detailed views of the moon, planets like Jupiter and Saturn, and some wider deep-sky objects such as star clusters and nebulas. With its substantial 4.5 aperture and fast focal ratio, it promises impressive celestial views in a convenient package weighing just under 11 pounds. But is it really the best option for newcomers or road trip stargazers? Spoiler alert, not entirely. Let me take you through some of the highlights before I dive into the problems that might spoil your experience. The StarBlast comes mostly pre-assembled. You don't need a PhD in telescope tech to get it up and running. It includes two eyepieces, a 20 for 22.5x magnification and a 10 for 45x magnification, which are basic but decent for casual viewing. Plus, you get an EZ Finder II reflex sight, an eyepiece rack, a moon filter to reduce glare, and even Orion's MoonMap 260 so you can identify lunar features. It stands about 21 inches tall when pointing straight up, which makes it nicely compact for backyard use or car camping. Sounds great, right? Now here's the twist. While it checks a lot of boxes in theory, the practical use unveils some frustrating realities. For one, the low-profile swivel base, designed for smooth altazimuth motion, doesn't perform as smoothly as advertised. When you try to track a moving celestial object manually, expect some jerky movements and wobble, especially when you tilt the scope towards the zenith. It's like trying to do yoga on roller skates, awkward and a bit off balance. So much for that effortless star tracking experience. Now for the optics. The 4.5-inch aperture does indeed gather a good amount of light, making the moon and planets look bright and detailed when conditions are perfect. But with the fast focal ratio, you end up with a narrow depth of focus and some image distortions at the edges of your field of view, a common problem in short focal telescopes. This means your crisp lunar craters start to blur around the edges, and faint deep sky objects that should be a treat can end up looking like smudges. So much for that crystal clear view you were expecting. Here's a mini promise. There's a way to improve your viewing experience with this scope, but it requires extras that cost more. If you're expecting a plug-and-play setup, think again. Many users find they have to invest in additional accessories like better eyepieces or tracking mounts to fix these flaws. You might end up spending double what you initially budgeted. Another downside, while portability is a selling point here, the StarBlast sits low to the ground. For taller folks, bending over or kneeling for extended periods to peer through the eyepiece can get uncomfortable fast. It's like trying to watch a movie while sitting on a tiny stool. You can do it, but you won't enjoy the experience for long. So if you want a telescope for long stargazing sessions, you might want to consider a model with an adjustable tripod or taller mount. I should mention the weight again. 10.9 pounds sounds light, but when you add the accessories and maybe a carry case, it becomes less of a grab-and-go and more of a maybe you'll think twice option. Also, if you're planning to take kids along, they might find it challenging to handle or adjust due to the base design and eyepiece setup. Speaking of kids, why did the telescope break up with the stars? Because it needed space. Okay, bad joke, but honestly, sometimes you need space from this setup. Let's not forget the EZ Finder II aiming device. It's a neat little red dot reflex sight meant to help you locate objects in the sky quickly. While useful in theory, In practice, it can be hit or miss. It can be tricky to align properly, especially in dim lighting, which makes initial targeting more frustrating than fun. Imagine trying to find your way in a pitch-black forest with a flashlight that only occasionally turns on. There's a helping hand there, but it's a bit unreliable. Now, here's a question for you. Are you looking for a telescope to inspire a lifelong passion for astronomy, or just a fun weekend gadget? Because this one straddles the line awkwardly. It's too limited for serious hobbyists and too fiddly for absolute beginners who want a seamless setup. If you're on the fence, keep watching because there's a bright side ahead. Story time. I took this telescope out on a camping trip with some friends who were eager to see Saturn's rings for the first time. After setup, the initial views were exciting. Jupiter's moons clearly visible, Saturn's rings glowing softly. But an hour in, the tracking troubles became apparent as we struggled to keep the planets in view. We ended up chasing objects all night like kids playing hide-and-seek with the stars. It was fun, yes, but also a bit disappointing considering the hype and price point. Plus, when one friend tried to adjust the mount, he almost toppled the whole thing over. A shaky base isn't just annoying, it risks damage. Moral of the story: be prepared for some trial and error here. Another joke while we're at it: why don't astronomers ever get lost? Because the stars always guide them. But with this scope, you might wish for a GPS. Humor aside, let's focus on how you can get the most out of the StarBlast despite its limitations. If you decide this is the telescope for you, here's a pro tip. Pair it with a sturdy, portable table or adjustable tripod stand to raise the eyepiece height. This eliminates much of the neck strain and makes viewing more comfortable. Also, consider getting a couple of higher quality eyepieces with better coatings and longer eye relief to enhance clarity and comfort. These improvements add cost, but can turn the StarBlast into a genuinely enjoyable stargazing tool. Remember, investing in better accessories is part of the hobby. Now for the resolution. While the Orion StarBlast 4.5 Astro has its quirks and some frustrating flaws, it remains a solid choice for those seeking an affordable, entry-level reflector telescope that's easy to transport. Its 4.5-inch aperture is impressive at this price range and delivers genuinely satisfying views of the moon, planets, and some bright deep-sky objects. It's especially great if you want a simple, grab-and-go telescope for casual backyard astronomy or trips out to darker skies. In conclusion, don't let the problems scare you away completely. This telescope is like that quirky friend who sometimes annoys you but makes stargazing nights memorable. If you're willing to work through some setup quirks, add a few upgrades, and accept its portability comes with some ergonomic trade-offs, the StarBlast 4.5 can be a rewarding starter scope that sparks curiosity and wonder in the cosmos. Before I let you go, just one last joke. Why did the astronomer bring a ladder? To get to the stars. With the Orion StarBlast 4.5 Astro, you don't need that ladder to get close, just a bit of patience and the right tweaks. If you're interested in grabbing the Orion StarBlast 4.5 Astro at the best price, check the Amazon link in the description below. It's a popular model with a solid 4.6-star rating, so you know plenty of users find it worthwhile. Whether it's your first telescope or a portable backup to a more advanced rig, the StarBlast 4.5 offers great value for the price. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more honest reviews to help you navigate the galaxy of products out there. Happy stargazing!